Hey everyone, welcome to our show today. Myself and Jacob have a good show planned out. We both were able to visit Silver Dollar City this year for the first time. Probably ranked in the top 3 for theme parks that I've been able to visit. I don't know where it ranks on his end. Where does it rank on your end in terms of theme parks?
Top 3.
Top 3. Thank you for joining us on Facebook and YouTube. We're actually going to put people's comments on here as we go because I noticed in prior videos it's kind of confusing when you guys rewatch it on YouTube because you don't see what we're talking about because there's no interaction with the live YouTube comments. So as we go, I'm going to place the YouTube comments and the Facebook comments on here if we have any questions. So thanks for joining us in today. We're going to do some ride POVs, share a couple of those during the show and some photos from our trip out there. Jacob actually went, I think, what was it, 2 or 3 weeks after I went for his wife's birthday trip. And what's your first impressions of the park?
Well, it was great because normally when you drive up to a park, you can normally see it miles out, especially with like Kings Island or Cedar Point. But with that park, literally you did not see the park until you were in the parking lot, which was great. Walking up to the gate, they did great with the temperature checking and all that jazz, trying to get in for COVID. But when you first walk into the park, I love how they still have that kind of country feel, nature everywhere, trees everywhere. Normally when you're at a park, it's nothing but plants and fields, empty fields and all that jazz. But I love how they left the trees and you kind of had that nature feel. All the scenery was great, and I love the lights they had everywhere for when the park was open during night.
Yeah, I didn't get to experience it at night, so I lucked out on that one. Going back in October, hopefully we're all able to enjoy it. Even if we have to wear masks, then at least it won't be as hot. My first impressions were kind of the same as yours. So it's kind of cool. Like you go through the mountains weaving up to this place and you just see signs for Silver Dollar City. And then the parking's free, which is great. So even if you don't have a season pass, you don't have to pay for parking. Dollywood, you do have to pay? Yeah, Dollywood, you do have to pay for parking. Silver Dollar City, you don't. And then I know the tram signs are totally wrong because when you exit out the park, it says that it's only a 5-minute walk to whatever the pavilion is, like Pavilion B, and it turns out to be like a 10-minute walk. But I took the tram. Did you guys take the tram up to the front entrance?
We walked the front entrance and took the tram back. Walked when we got there, tram when we left.
Okay. Yeah, and they do the temperature check there. They give you a wristband. And then from there, you go to the front entrance. And you're kind of greeted by kind of a mixture of kind of like the Old West meets steampunk. I don't know if you guys had a guy out front that was dressed in a steampunk outfit, but So the first impressions of the park, I liked how the staff was very friendly. They were welcoming you inside their park, which you don't see a lot of in a lot of parks. A lot of times, the front entrance is like, I don't know, everybody's just directing you where to go. And they were like, hey, welcome to Silver Dollar City. Enjoy your stay. And that I think the only bad part about that was processing the season pass because that took a couple minutes. Other than that, it was pretty streamlined. So
I think it's great that you have to, as you're walking into the park, you do have the two kind of entrances you go through as you're getting in. Plus, the second entrance contains the cave, which if you don't know a lot about the history, the cave is kind of what started the park to begin with.
Yeah, was it open when you guys went, or is it still closed?
Still closed. They're still cleaning it. Nature took over when they were closed for the few months for COVID. So, but as soon as they get that all taken care of, they're definitely going to probably have it back open.
Okay. I'm just bringing up a couple pictures here. So here's a couple of the photos as you first walk in. Hold on, let me go all the way down here. Give my computer a second to load here. So are you able to see what I'm seeing? Because I'm kind of in a different screen, so I can't see if my video's still.
Yes.
Am I okay?
Yes, everything's still up.
Okay, so that's the first impression that you get as you walk into the park is this sign right here. And then I wish I would have got some of your photos. That's what I'm talking about here, where they kind of meet you here. I think this is. Are you able to hear the sound? They're very friendly when you enter there. And there's a guy with the steampunk. Were you able to hear that audio?
Yes.
Okay, good. There's the guy in the steampunk outfit that I was telling you guys about. Don't pay attention to that. Oh my God. All right, let's go back to the archive because I forgot I took screenshots of stuff. Here's the season pass holder area. I think this is all video. I apologize.
This is where you're going to go to claim your season pass or claim your ticket. Silver Dollar City is celebrating their 60th this year.
I'm trying to get the one that doesn't have that. There's their clock, which I think is really cool. I'm going to stop sharing this. We could go back to what we were talking about. We'll go back to the photos here in a second. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. The clock has.
And what's really cool about it is not only is it at the entrance, but it's kind of spread out throughout the entire park as well, which is great. There's old pieces of history that you'll find throughout the park that they've kind of turned into artwork or even still working in the park today.
Yeah, do you have any? Well, I don't know if you're allowed to. Yeah, you could share stuff on your side, but you probably don't have any with you, do you?
Nope, not since I'm on the computer. Everything's on the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but like that's like a kind of our first impressions entering Silver Dollar City. It's like a step back in time. I think it's supposed to take place in what the let's go back to that. Let me go back to that sign real fast here. 1880. So it's supposed to take place in 1880 is what it says. What the heck is this? Sorry. Oh, good old Airbnb. They took a week to answer me. All right, let's go back to that. So yeah, it takes place in 1880. What were you saying? I'm sorry, I got interrupted by that.
Yeah, the park opened in 1960 and it's based off like the 1880s, but I love the steampunk theme. And what's great is Time Traveler, one of the newest coasters there, not really the newest one, but not the newest attraction, but one of the newest rides there, newer rides there, I should say, is fits in well with the steampunk theme. And that's what's great about all the rides across the park is kind of they all have these great themes throughout the entire park that they do a great job on keeping up, even on not even inside the ride, but outside the ride as well.
Yeah, what was the first coaster that you guys headed over to? Was it Time Traveler?
Yes.
You just said that? Okay.
No, I didn't say that, but yes, that was the very first thing we went to after we got in and got everything taken care of. Is we went straight to Time Traveler. And what's cool is with the staffing issue right now, the pass that we have, the Trailblazer pass, the Trailblazer line actually goes up the exit ramp, which is kind of great because you kind of get on that pretty quick. But otherwise, it normally merges in right underneath the station, usually right at the last set of stairs, where all the clocks are hanging from the ceiling in the station.
Yeah, they didn't have any ride operators when I was there either. So like you cut through the line and then you're kind of at the bottom of that stairs. Oh wait, you said.
That's what
Oh
we
yeah,
did.
yeah.
That's what we did the first time, and I felt awful because I felt like that. I didn't want people think we were just cutting. So I talked to the ride operator, and she was like, well, right now with the staffing issue, they have the trailblazer line set to the exit due to the fact that they don't have enough people to man everything.
Yeah, and I wish they would have told me that when I was there. Unfortunately, they didn't. So, but there was no wait.
Well,
There's
ever since that issue at Six Flags and Gurney, I'm a little cautious with things with that.
Oh yeah, we had a little bit of issue there. I don't know why this is. I think because it's one of those photos that I had it on movement, but yeah, that's it's usually a little more clear than this. But this is the time traveler sign that you're greeted with over there, which is really cool. And then I guess we'll talk about coasters then, since we're in that area. Let me close out of that. Yeah, that outlaw. Sorry, outlaw run, but time traveler. So that's another thing here. Let me see if I can bring up a video. So as you're going through the queue, and Jacob will concur on this. I'm gonna go ahead and show you kind of an image of. Let me download this real fast. I hope this thing downloads the real image and not the moving image. I'm going to show it on screen here, but it's kind of you're able to see the train go out of the station. There you go. You're able to see the train go out of the station and off the 90-degree drop, and you can see the whole roller coaster basically from while you're standing in line, which is really cool. Also, a good spot to get videos. I imagine a lot of our viewers, since we started off in Indiana and kind of moved over to Illinois and Ohio, I don't know how many of our actual viewers have actually been to Silver Dollar City. It's like a hidden gem. Everybody knows about Dollywood, and you hear about Dollywood all the time, but you don't hear about Silver Dollar City enough. And so the first impression as you go up to the station for Outlaw, or I keep on saying Outlaw Run, for Time Traveler, you get to see these. Well, the whole setup's really cool too. So you get to see like, let me see if I could. I don't know if I took pictures of the clocks or not, but oh, I do have a picture of the clock. So let me bring that up on here too. I'm trying to get everybody to kind of get an idea of kind of what we first saw as we walked in there, and then kind of the first impressions of the station, which were crazy. The whole thing is.
I love that station. That whole ride is absolutely crazy. The detail, the trains, the way it comes out of the station into I think it's a 90-foot drop at a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
And you have a chance to go down it backwards, which is absolutely amazing. I know that day we were there, I rode it 12 times, and every time that drop got me. No matter where I sat, it got me every time.
Oh, that's a better picture of the sign. Yeah, this is the picture right here that we were talking about. As you're walking up the well, you remember this from the first time. So as you're walking through the queue, you see all these different types of clocks, which is really cool because it fits the theme of time traveling. And then as you're heading more towards it and you get the station, like Jacob was saying, this is the station. This is the station. And obviously, if you were on the other side over by the exit, you're going to get a different picture of it. But the ride vehicles are really cool in itself as well. Let me see if I can find out what let me get you back on here.
What was?
Oh, I'm trying to see what the RCDB has how deep the drops are. Like we're talking about that right now. Time travel.
It's a 90-foot drop. It's 100 feet tall at a 90-foot drop. 3 inversions. It's a minute and 55 seconds. And of course, the elements are a dive loop, LSM launch from 0 to 47 in 3 seconds, the 95-foot tall loop, the 0G roll, and of course the last LSM boost, which takes you to 30 to 45. But I don't think they count that little last turn you do into the station, which I really enjoy.
You talking about before you hit the final brake run, that left turn?
Yeah, I know it's nothing, but that turn's really nice.
Yeah, it is, and you can see it on here. So you'll see like the 90-foot, 90-degree drop, which always surprises you no matter what seat you sit at. And then it goes into that dive loop, and then from there you hit that first launch, like you said. And I think that first launch leads into that. What is that? 100. How high is that loop? Like 100 feet in the air.
I think the loop's 95. Yeah, 95.
Yeah, and then you hit that, and then you hit a 0G roll after that. The whole time you don't know what's going on when you first ride it. Even after riding it, you rode it how many times when you were there?
12.
He rode it 12. I rode it like 5 or 6 times. Each time you ride it, no matter what seat you're in, it just surprises you. You don't really know where you're at. So,
in my opinion, I really like row 1, row 3, row 5.
row 5, that's the one that faces forward and then hits backwards out of the station as you exit, right?
Uh-huh. And row 5 is the third.
You'll see what You'll see what he's talking about. I'm uploading the picture here. You'll see it. There you go.
Yep, right there. That row specifically where those two wonderful people are sitting. Best row to sit.
And
Because you get whipped going out of that station, going backwards, and you have no idea what's going on.
It's crazy. So if you want to be facing forward going out of the station, you have to start backwards. And then if you want to be facing backwards coming out of the station, you're going to start off facing forwards. I believe, unless it changes. I know in the front row it's that case. I forget what it is in the very back row.
And then, of course, this ride actually, I believe, came out the same year Steel Vengeance did, which is why it didn't get as much press, I would say, because Steel Vengeance was just so big when it came out. But Time Traveler is the tallest, fastest, full circuit spinning coaster. That's not including shuttle coasters.
And the background of it's really cool too.
I mean, the theming's great all the way till you come back in after the brake run and into the station. It gives you that well done speech.
Well done. Oh yeah, welcome back. Is it?
It's like her talking to her granddad, but I do love those restraints. Those are the most comfortable restraints ever.
They are, and they tighten up, so it kind of confuses you when you first get out, as you guys can see. But right before it exits out of the station, it loosens up just enough where the whole thing's comfortable. So you're going to get like a tight squeeze, kind of. Well, I did. I don't know if you got one.
I got one.
Kind of like a tight squeeze, and then right before it gets out of the station, it releases it a little bit. So you're not going to have any problems with being stapled or anything like that. Like you said, it's probably one of the best designed ones. It holds you in place, but your legs are loose and your arms are loose. So just enough where
it's also the first spinning coaster to have 3 inversions.
Yeah, I wish we saw more of these. They're building one in Europe, kind of somewhere.
Of course, how can you not build one in Europe? I mean, this ride's really great. That's why it's in my top 5.
Yeah, that's probably, I would rank it. Heck, I would rank it ahead of Steel Vengeance. So Maverick's my number 1, but and I say Voyage, then Time Traveler. Time Traveler, if I got more rides on it, would probably be ranked probably number 1 or number 2. I think it's your number 1 now, isn't it? Ahead of Steel Vengeance, which I know a lot of people are kind of weirded out. Like, well, how can you like this more than Steel Vengeance?
No, you knew how I was. I love Steel Vengeance, but it's just that everything that went into building that ride, all the detail they put in, all the way from the queue to the station to the trains. to the way it spins, the coaster design itself, just how kind of they took a leap and something that's not just all height and speed. They kind of went for something that used their landscape, didn't, well, it goes absolutely insane, but uses the landscape to kind of make that coaster what it is. And for it to be in a top 5 for probably a lot of people if they got a chance to get out there and ride it.
Yeah, that's the thing. That was like the first start. When I rode that the first time, I was like, wow, that they really make use of that terrain, like you said. And I watched, like you said, you watch it going out when you're in the ride queue and you're like, well, that doesn't look that bad. Then you get on it and it's like it exceeds your expectations by like 100-fold. I got off of that and I was like, wow, that's like one of the best coasters I ever rode. And that was like the first time I rode it. It was like, wow, can't believe that. Hello, Coaster Key, hello. Yeah, Dustin, you would like it too? I don't know why he says, is anyone there? Why is he saying that for? Yeah, we're here.
And of course, what's great about it is Thunder Nation is right next to it. And that is one heck of a, I think that's the mine train ride. That's one, it was probably one of the best mine trains I've ever been on.
Yeah, the helixes on it are crazy, and they're like long helixes. I think the train itself sits like 36 people, and you're like, well, this won't be that bad. It'd be like every other mine train. Nope. That mine train is crazy. Unfortunately, I don't have anything saved from that part. Let me see if I could find a photo on here. It's called Thunderation, right?
Yep.
It's the best mine train that I've been on, and he's been on a lot too. It is an awesome mine train. Because I think I wrote it later in the day. Let me show you these helixes on here. I'm saving this image here.
That would
You
have been
guys
a
can,
little cool note. On RCDB, they've noted that until up all the way until the 2010 season, the third and fifth cars of each train were positioned backwards on that ride.
oh wow. Pretty insane. I think that's the first aero mine train I got scared on. there's a photo. Sorry, it's a little grainy because I got it offline, but that's a photo of the helixes that you hit on it. As you guys could see, we're not talking about these minor helixes that you're going to find at Six Flags parks or Cedar Fair parks. These things are really long and drawn out. And I let me see how long this coaster is because that coaster was pretty long too.
3,022 feet.
That's it.
Yep.
It feels a lot longer than that.
Its height is 81 feet and 48 miles an hour is the top speed.
Oh, okay. Coaster Key said, "Sorry, chat is empty. It's fine, man. We don't.
Everybody's at work.
Yeah, sometimes we do the shows at night, and sometimes we do them in the afternoon. It's kind of sporadic. For tomorrow, for Hollywood Nights,
Are we gonna go? Are we gonna do one right before?
Yeah, we can if they let us check in early at the hotels.
Like a quick 30.
Yeah, and then we'll talk over and see who's gonna all be there and stuff. But yeah, we're gonna have shows afterwards, and then we're videotaping and photographing a lot of stuff too. So our shows will be really interactive. We're hoping to have a couple guests. I know I talked Brian from Kentucky Coaster Club to join us, so he will be joining us. Unfortunately, Jeremy from Buckeye Coasters can't make it. Coasters and Brews or anybody else who's going to be there. Silver Dollar City is family owned. Yeah, the Hershin family owns it, or Hershin Entertainment. Still the same family owned company. They actually they still own Dollywood, but Dolly Parton has a huge stake in it, like 52%. And I think the Hershin family still has 48%. Let's see here. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Dollywood. She also has, I believe, stake in Silver Dollar City as well. But not a crazy lot.
No. Well,
But her name's around Branson. She actually has a show there as well in Branson.
the Stampede, yeah, which I thought was kind of weird. None of the shows are playing right now in Branson, Missouri. So if anybody's wondering that,
No, but
none
they
of
still got plenty of other things to do. Holy hell. So much. I could have stayed there for 4 more days.
So I have a video here because we're limited on time. Let me go ahead and share this. I'm gonna share it without the sound this time on the share screen because last time I shared it with the sound and it kind of cut off our audio. So I have this over here. So the next coaster we were both able to visit or ride was this coaster right here, which is Powder Keg. Is your audio working now?
Yep.
Let me mute that. Jesus, loud. So you start off over here. So you go up this kind of, it takes you up to this point, and then you go forward over here. Then you get that green light, and okay, yeah, you could. I'm kind of looking at the show to see what it looks like since I can't
It's
see
about a
myself.
launch. It's about a launch. It's about have that compressed air launch from 0 to 53 miles an hour in 2.8 seconds.
Yeah, and that's crazy. You don't think it's intense, but it's intense. And then you get up that hill, and then you go down that first drop, tons of ejector air time. I think you can see it. I don't know what the heck I was videotaping at that point. All right. Let me pause that. I think I'm back.
Crazy. That's a nice. It gets a crazy G-force at 3.9.
Oh yeah, it's crazy, and the restraints are kind of. If you guys ever rode the, let me get a picture of that too. I like how we could be more interactive as we're learning how this software works better. But what's it called? SNS power swing restraint. Let me see. Because many of you guys probably don't know what we're talking. Some people might not know what we're talking about, but it's SNS power restraint, power swing restraint. That's it. Restraint.
And then I love how it has a chain lift till at the end too, which is.
Go. Yeah, that. Well, it used to be. What was it before that? Do you remember?
Yeah, it used to be Buzzsaw Falls water coaster.
And SNS converted it over, I think.
Mm-hmm. It was originally made by Premier.
So there's the restraint. So you see the blue restraint. That's it. That's the only thing holding you on. So you get tons of air time on it. It's the weirdest restraint ever for a coaster, but SNS. I don't know how SNS designs a coaster like this, and then you have fails like other coasters that they have out there. So yeah, you have that, and then I did not ride the kiddie coaster over there. What's the name of that one?
Is it the Grand Exposition coaster?
Grand Expedition coaster. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's probably what a basic.
Yeah, it just by the looks of it was basically like a Holly Dog at Holiday World or.
You ride it at all?
No.
Oh, you guys didn't get a chance to ride it either?
No, but I did do that top spinner thing they had right there. I love.
Oh, okay. I don't have any.
That was great. It was a great flat ride. It was just extremely uncomfortable.
What was it? The spinny ride, kind of like a miniature version of. What would you say the one? Oh, it's probably. Is it the same one that's kind of like at Kentucky Kingdom?
I don't know, but you face outwards.
Yeah, and then it flips you upside down.
No,
that one doesn't. Okay.
No, this one just goes along the track like the Surfer Dog at.
Oh, that one. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
But then it's on a disc and you face out.
Yeah, I kind of got lost in that area and then rerouted because the park's kind of confusing with the layout if you don't have a map. So I was just walking around and I wandered upon the kiddie area. and the family rides, and then I had to do a U-turn because Powder Keg and Outlaw Run are kind of in a weird area. Outlaw
Well,
Run, you have to go behind Mystic River Falls to go into that one.
I do like, but I think Fire in the Hole was a great ride too while we were there. I loved it because we kept just running into it by accident, and every time we ran into it, we were able to just get right in line, hop right on, and go.
I'm trying to see if I have any pictures of the front of that. Where's that? Well, it's in the video, but I guess I didn't take pictures of the. Oh wow! Fire in the hole. Even though it's a slow coaster, I don't know what the height requirement is for, but there's a bunch of little kids on it too. But those two drops kind of surprise you into the water.
Yes.
I don't even know what the theme is. I think the theme's like a burning town or fire.
It's fireman themed. You're training to be a fireman.
Okay. Here. You said that we're not going to Outlaw Run yet, but you said that. I guess I could show the video of this real fast. This is the most underwhelming coaster at the park here. Give me a second here. So you said this was an underwhelming coaster for you.
Wildfire.
Yeah, Wildfire. It's not like it's not a forceful coaster, but
no, it wasn't forceful. It was smooth. It did give you a nice view, but I mean, just compared to all the other rides they had there, it was just my least interesting coaster there, which is why it's kind of down towards the bottom. It does have a drop of 155 feet, and it does go 60 mile an hour, so it is kind of quick. And it does have, of course, the corkscrew, the cobra roll, the loop, and the one other inversion. But
yeah, you'll see it here on the video.
My big thing about it is it didn't even have that roar that the normal B&M has.
No, it doesn't. But you could see it from this video. That's the one thing about it. At least you could get good video of this one. Because the rest of the coasters, it's almost impossible to get videos on. But yeah, like he said, it's not like extreme or anything like that. It's a good starter coaster for like an inverted coaster. That's when they were sending the ride cycle without anybody on it. It's not horrible. You could see it from the parking lot too as it goes up the hill. And then you just get a nice little video as you're exiting out. What was that built here? Let's see.
01.
01.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that view better. There we go. That's a little bit better. Just because it's not getting overlapped by that. It says 01 on there then. 2001. So for a 19-year-old what is it, a sit-down coaster or I don't know what you class sit down. Yeah, because it's not floorless. Okay. All right. I don't know who's joining us because we can't see like who's live on Facebook. We can't see really who's live on YouTube. So if you're joining us, we're talking about Silver Dollar City and our first visit over at Silver Dollar City. So we're going to head over to Outlaw Run now. So Outlaw Run is a topper track RMC. Is it built from the ground up? I forgot to find out if that was built from the ground up or if it was a rebuild. I think it was a ground up wooden coaster with a topper track, right?
I think so.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think so. I know it was built in 13. I know it was one of the earlier ones they did when they were pushing the topper track still. Topper track. My opinion, it was a great ride. I know it's probably has one of my favorite RMC endings out of all the RMCs I've been on.
Yeah, it does. And I'm gonna, as we're talking about it,
But
I like it better than Lightning Rod. Personal
but
opinion, that double barrel roll at the end is crazy.
but it's a completely different ride at night. I will say that.
Yeah,
Completely different ride.
I didn't get to ride it at night.
If you don't ride it during the day, and if you don't really watch the POV beforehand and try to forget what's going to happen, and you just ride it at night without looking at it, you'll come off that thing. What the heck just happened?
Well, it looks like that because it's so wooded over there. So I imagine the night rides on there are just crazy. We're just using this as a review. We're not using this. This is Coaster Forces. We'll place the video below there in the description if you guys are watching it. But we're just using this to talk about it. So I don't know. Can you see it on your end right now? So this is Outlaw Run over at Silver Dollar City. I couldn't find one by Silver Dollar City, but this is just a review of it. So just to let you guys know, like I said, we'll put a link in the description. Coaster Force has tons of good video. Yeah, this is the spot. Like, what have I got myself into? And then right away, boom, ejector.
Yeah, it's only 100. It's only 107 feet tall, but the drop goes down the side of the hill, so it actually ends up being I think a 162-foot drop.
Yeah, it's crazy. The whole thing is just one thing after another element after another. You're just on.
I love that element right there. You kind of just hung sideways for a good couple seconds. It felt like.
Yeah, and then you got the double barrel roll at the end of it. It's a short RMC, but wow, it packs a punch. And as you guys can see from that video, we'll show it again here from the top of the lift hill, not the. There you go. So you can see from the top of the lift hill here, like he just said, it's just. I forget where I rode it the first time, but I was like, oh man, this is kind of making me nervous a little bit because these terrain coasters at Silver Dollar City are crazy. But yeah, that right there. It's a little bit different feel than like the iBox track because the topper track's a little rougher. It's more so feels like a wooden roller coaster than a steel coaster. And I think this is more of a wooden coaster than you would find like at Lightning Run, Goliath at Great America. But
that kind of works in their advantage because I mean it fits great with the theming. I mean, like you even mentioned it, it's like you're actually out way back in the back in the days when the Outlaws were running. I mean, it felt like you were on a carriage and a horse trying to run away as quickly as you could down the hillsides.
Yeah, I agree. It's cool that we're able to show what we're talking about now as we're talking about things. A special thanks to Austin from Steel and Wood Riders for showing me how to do all that stuff last night on here because that really helps. And Jacob over here for
being Jacob. Hooray!
Yeah. I guess not a lot of people are joining, but I think we'll get a lot of views from this. Oh, hey, Casey. Yeah, Silver Dollar City. Casey's actually the one who told me about it. I said, is it worth driving out to Branson, Missouri to go to this park? And he said, yes. So, yeah, you remember. What did I can't? I think I canceled my Cedar Point trip to go out to that park. And I don't regret it at all.
And we chose that over Cedar Point too this year, and I'm ready to go back 2 more times this year.
I think and it's not only just the coasters; it's just the staff in general is just amazing at Silver Dollar City.
Extremely friendly. The food is wonderful. The coasters are great. The dessert is out of this world.
I didn't get a chance to that. I did try that new barbecue place over by Mystic River Falls, and that was really good.
The pizza beats La Rosa's pizza.
Does it really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't really remember much of that day besides what was filmed and what I remember because of being up for 40 hours straight that day. So That's what happens. That's how crazy roller coaster enthusiasts are. We'll drive 7 hours on no sleep, go to a park all day, and then zonk out when we get out of the park. That's what's wrong with him right now. That's what he's going to do when we go to Hollywood Nights tomorrow. He's going to stay up all night, go to Coasting for Kids, and then ride Voyage, and he's going to have an extreme headache on Sunday morning. Casey's still joining us. Casey, are you still on? No, not you, Siri. I don't know why Siri always thinks you're talking to her.
She's always listening.
Casey does not sound like Siri. Whatever. So the last coaster on that, actually, I think we went over all the coasters, right?
We did. The only thing we haven't covered is the new river ride and our thoughts on it.
Yeah, we'll get over that here in a second. I'm going to bring up Time Traveler for you guys to see.
I could go on about Time Traveler. Duly noted, they say it's a controlled spin. I don't know if they can actually control that or not. But
it has magnets on there.
Well, the very first time we rode it, I think we got a total of 8 spins, like full on spins.
Yeah, you're saying that they didn't have it controlled at that point. I've never had it.
I don't know what was going on, but that made her extremely nervous, but she loved it so much she even got back on it. But oh, that was amazing.
Even the controlled spin's really amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It just slows it down so you don't get really dizzy and nauseous from it.
It makes it so you can ride it over and over and over again. That's honestly what I did for 2 hours that day. Was I just sat there and would ride that, go over to Thunderation, ride that, go back to Time Traveler, ride that, go back to Thunderation, go back to Time Traveler, sneak over to Fire in the Hole,
Yeah.
back to Time Traveler.
Let me go back to the beginning of this. I don't know. You don't have any time to react on this one. So we're going to go over the Time Traveler kind of review so you guys understand. Here is the 90-degree drop out of the station that surprises you.
But like I said, they were sitting row, but now they went down the hill backwards. They were row 1 and went backwards.
You don't even know that you're going into a dive loop. I didn't even know I hit a dive loop because you're just totally spinning. Your mind has no recollection of what's going on. Then you stop here. I think they edited this out because you stop there for a good 5 seconds, and here you go, 0 to what, 58, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Even on the POV.
0 to 47.
But like just right there, they went through a 360 loop, and then you're going into a zero G roll. You don't even know what's going on. You can't even feel any of this. You can see it more so on camera, but when you're in the seat, trust us, you cannot see any of this.
And there's that LSM boosted launch.
Yeah,
there's
to the overbank turn.
Yep, there's my little nice turn I like.
And then it ends, and you're kind of like, "That, come on, let's just go." You know,
I need that like 20 more times.
I wish we could get a back row POV of this. Let's look at that again, so you guys, in case you guys missed it on this live feed. This is what we're talking about. This is why it's ranked in our top 5 coasters in the world that we've ridden. Well, we haven't rode any in the world, but in the United States.
I love all the near misses you have while you're on it as well. I mean, not only are they using the landscape, but they're using those near misses off the track, and you always feel like you're ducking your head to try to miss track, but really it's completely fine.
I agree. I know their reactions will probably look fake on here, but trust me, everybody has the same reaction. Oh my God, I can't believe what happened. Everybody just looks like they're having fun on this coaster. It's just a fun coaster. It's a great coaster. It's intense, but it's a fun family. I think it's a good family coaster too. I would rank it in the lines of thrill/family because everybody just has fun on it.
There's that overbank turn.
Yeah, really intense. My biggest disappointment And if Silver Dollar City's watching this, I don't want to make them upset or anything, but I was expecting more out of this one here, which we're getting into. So this is their new edition.
And it is shark free, it's squid free, it's animal free. There are no animals in the water.
that was a fun thing coming on there, though.
It is very cold, though. Very, very cold.
You walk through. What the heck is going on here? Hold on, man. Mystic River Falls. It's a good water ride. I just was expecting to get more wet, if that makes sense. Here we go. Here's a full POV, which you rode it with 2 people. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, I couldn't ride it with a group of people, so I don't know if maybe my weight was offset, but I don't think that. But I don't really think that that's the case because I rode also. What's the one at SeaWorld Orlando called? I know what it's called. Just give me a second. Yeah, it's something falls too. And I got soaked on that one, but I didn't get soaked on this one. But it could have been the position that I was at on here.
I felt like we got a decent amount of wet. I mean, the water was really cold. I mean, the part that scared scared me the most was just the elevator lift up. But let's see, still great theming all around.
Yeah, and that's the first lift that goes into the start of the ride.
And there's the crazy elevator lift system in action.
It takes forever too, but
Safety first.
sorry to be quiet on this one. We're waiting on it to get started over here. And there's no sound on the video because if we're trying to overlay it, if we put sound, it's going to cut us off. But yeah, it's well themed. It's well received on this. I'm going to fast forward through this because you could see this on the outside POV. We're going to fast forward to the lift hill. There's a lift hill here. So you go up this ramp over here, and then you wait your turn, and there we go. Now we're on the lift hill. It's kind of cool how it does it because it's like it rotates and it lifts at the same time. So it constantly has somebody loaded or somebody's loading and unloading to the top. So I think it holds a total of 3 ride vehicles at a time. This is a $23 million investment for the park. And I think the other area, which includes the barbecue area and the kind of the overview of Mystic River Falls, was another $3 million as well. Like I said, sorry for the quietness on this. We're going to the top over here. All right. Yeah, you can see really good views of all the different things here. Did you guys get to ride it at night or just during the day?
We could have chose to ride it at night, but with how cold it was during the day when we rode it, I was not going to ride that at night. It's got a great light package though for the night rides on it. I mean, if it was probably a midsummer July night, it would probably be a great night ride. But
yeah, and then you have this little thing right here that goes into the drop. I think the drop wasn't as intense as I thought it was going to be. It was fun, but I was
splash.
Yeah, I was expecting more of a splash than that, if that makes sense.
Which, like you said, we only had 2 and you only had 1. I feel like the more weight the boat has, the bigger the splash it is.
I actually had more fun on the log ride. Well, in terms of getting wet, did you guys get a chance to ride American?
Yes, we rode it, and that was ice cold.
Ice cold. There it is
Yeah.
right here.
It was like, ew. It was like that was natural spring water off the freaking mountain.
Yeah, and the drop. Did you guys get soaked? Because I got soaking wet on that one. If they told me to lean all the way back, so I had to sit in the very back seat. I guess to balance the boat weight, and like as soon as it hits that splashdown, my shirt was soaked, my shorts were soaked.
Yeah, I didn't get that wet because Annika had to sit in front of me, and she wore a poncho, so
Oh, okay.
because you always gotta wear a poncho on a water ride.
Yeah, okay. I know. Well, I know some people like doing it because they don't want to walk around the rest of the day with their clothes soaked. But at the same time, well, I could see not letting your clothes get soaked, but I at least want my head getting soaked on one of those. Especially how humid it is over in Missouri.
Change of clothes, the dryers that they have that work okay-ish.
I was expecting more elements inside that tunnel in there for their log flume ride, if that makes sense.
I thought it was a crazy nice dark tunnel though.
Yeah, it was. It kind of made me nervous. I didn't know. I was expecting drops like fire in the hole. But I wasn't expecting to get this wet because some log flume rides you don't get wet on. But this thing got me just as wet as Race for Your Life Charlie Brown did. Which, if you guys haven't rode that at Kings Island, there's no way you're walking away from that not soaked. The theming was really cool on this ride too. I don't know what the theming was about. I'm probably animal involved. I think this is a really old log flume ride, just judging from the rock work and the log flumes on it. I love how Facebook can't handle live streams. And then you go up this lift hill here. Let's fast forward this here because I'm not trying to bore people on this stuff. Hold on. What is going on? What is this guy looking at? These POVs people release on here. There we go. Ah, did I miss it? Darn it. Didn't go back where I wanted to go back at. What is this guy doing? Oh, there it is. Yeah, as you see, look at this wall of water. Yeah, you're not walking away from that. I think Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown is worse. So, would you say so?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I think I enjoyed that better because I liked how it was more nature based. I felt like I can look over and see a deer laying right there next to the log flume.
Looks like we have a couple new watchers joining us. Melissa Moore, Bradley Bard, James Lawley, Casey Allen still joining us. Eric Collado, as we give shout outs in this. Cody Johnson, our buddy Dustin on our team, Melissa Moore, and I'm not sure who's watching on YouTube because it won't let me see. So, but I'm gonna see if I could do. If you want to pay attention to who's joining us on Facebook, I'll see who's joining us on YouTube.
I'll pull it up.
Is that 4 are watching right now, so that's cool. I don't know who the 4 are because YouTube never lets you know that. So who's joining us on Facebook? I'll see who's joining. Oh, all right. So we went to the rides and coasters. Private chat here.
No, you're good. You're good.
I didn't get to ride the power swing. Did you ride the power swing over there?
I did, and yeah, no comment.
You didn't like it? Okay.
It wasn't that tall, though. I mean, it was super short. They were only running one swing, only one group on the swing at a time, or really two groups. One, no, it was really just one group. I felt like, and I had more fun on that little disc ride thing that I rode. I was extremely uncomfortable on. Still very fun.
Yeah, there's a. What's really weird is on their swings, even at Dollywood. Sorry for the yawn. But even at Dollywood, it's kind of like in a weird location, and it may not allow them to push the ride to the limits as high as. So maybe some of their flat rides are more extreme than the others. Their coasters are really extreme at Silver Dollar City. They've done extreme good job on their ride lineup, even though they only have 6 coasters. Not any one of them did I feel like was a mediocre one. Now we might say Wildfire was the least thrilling out of all 6 of them, or all 5 of them that we rode. But that doesn't mean that it's not a good coaster. It just means that it's not as intense as some other B&M floorlesses or sit down coasters. My favorite sit down is Incredible Hulk at Universal Islands Adventure, just because it does a launch out of the tunnel and the loops are extreme. Some people disagree with me. Some people think that Nitro at Great Adventures the most intense sit down, or maybe that one's a floorless. I don't know. I get so confused with the terms and everything like that because the only thing that makes it a floorless is that you don't have anything to rest your feet on. Let me see that real fast so I don't sound like an idiot on here. Intro. That's a sit down too. So the floorless one must be I forget the name of it. Bizarro. Or Nitro was extremely good. But we're not talking about Great Adventure here. The food.
The food was delicious. I mean, um, we were disappointed with every place we ate. We had a burger joint right by. We tried the burger joint first, right by Powder Keg. We were able to sit right by that waterfall near the log flume ride, and we had a nice little view. And the burger was, I think I got the Outlaw Run burger that was themed to Outlaw Run, and it was really good. They had some type of special sauce on it that was wonderful. And then later on in the day, we tried the pizza place out that was out of this world. And like I said earlier, I mean, that it blew La Rosa's out of the water. I think I got a full 10-inch pizza, I want to say.
Yeah, you said it was really good.
It's a brick oven. I think it was a brick oven pizza.
Well, the food's always been good at Hershey Parks, like Dollywood and this one. Here's a special that they offer in the mornings if you guys get there early enough for breakfast. Unfortunately, I got there a little later, but you guys can see the price. It's really affordable. $12.79 for adults, children $6.49, beverages $2.99, and you get all this with it, which is like hickory smoked bacon, pork sausage links, fully scrambled eggs, home fried potatoes, southern fried biscuits, sausage gravy, silver dollar pancakes, fresh fruit, and scrud bites. I thought they gave you a decent amount of food for your price that you're paying too.
That sounds really good. I'm gonna cook breakfast for dinner.
I think I'm going to try it next time I'm at Silver Dollar City. Let's go back to the rides because we forgot about one ride in particular somehow, which is the train ride.
Best train ride I've ever been on.
Best train ride?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say so. It was fun.
Best train ride I've ever been on. I love the pit stop you do halfway through when the train breaks down every time.
Talking let me see if I can play the audio on that so you guys can kind of see kind of what the show's like. Hold on. Uh, duh, 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 duh. Hold on, I'm sorry, man.
No, you're fine.
I don't even know if it has audio, or I don't know what's on it, but I know it's the train ride, so. Got it.
And what's great about the train ride is it's right in the middle of the park. You get a great view of Outlaws Run. You get to kind of go through the park and around the other side of it a little bit. Plus, you kind of go out into the hillside, and there's always a great chance where you can see deer and things like that.
Yeah, there it is right there. There's part of it. Here's the other part of it. Let's see.
Here, the slip show, thanks for that either. The boat stock show has been moved over to the Boatworks Theater. Now we're coming up on Fire in the Hole. Everybody say Fire in the Hole! Yeah, just last time those small towers started burning down the town. The fire chief asked that we could get all the help that we can get to put out that rage and that blaze, and everybody say it again, Fire in the Hole! Now, if you look directly to your right, you'll get a little glimpse of our newest attraction called Mystic River Falls. I'll tell you more about that on the other side. And we're also coming up on Wilson's Farm. That's right, Farmer Wilson built in the giant farm thing up there. Now, it'll take you up 75 feet and drop you at 50 miles an hour. Yeah, there ain't no question for that part. And folks, that west will be in the deer line this know that we're going down the steepest grade off the line. Like, no, but we're
Okay, sorry about that. I'm trying to find the one here. Are you back on?
Yeah, I'm here.
There was one I took a video of. I thought I took a video of their show.
Is it on that video towards the end?
No.
Oh.
I did, but I did the one video that I. Hold on. I'll find it on here. This is the vlog.
But yeah, as you guys noticed, as the train was going around the park, you guys were able to get a good glimpse of what the park actually kind of looked like, and you could see that all the work they put into detail around the park for their theming, which is wonderful. I mean, even right here in this time in that little section you saw in Time Traveler, every ride the ride operators are wearing something completely different uniform. The fifth theme ride, for example, their dark shooting ride is kind of a jail break theme. So the people operating the rides kind of wear prison jumpsuits because they're prison breakies, and of course in Time Traveler you just saw they were kind of wearing that old steampunk kind of look for.
Oh, I'm getting to it. Hold on.
No, you're fine.
There, the train ride.
And of course, for Outlaws runs, they were kind of based off of the Outlaw characters. I think the day we were working, they were based more off of Texas Rangers, I would say.
For what? Outlaw Run?
Yeah, our ride operators were kind of dressed like Texas Rangers.
Yeah, I forget the outfits that they wore. I wish I would have took a picture of all that, but I got that video up if you guys want to watch it. Here's part of that show that they do here. Oh, stupid ad.
Distance has been on all of our minds lately.
Hooray for Verbo! Everybody, hooray for Verbo.
Well, I love how it places an ad on my own video. Here we go.
I'm going to give it to you for free. I still don't want it. Just because you're the new guy? I'm going to lay it all on you for free. I still don't want it. Oh. But. Yeah, there you go. I'll tell you what. Yeah. For the safety of all my passengers, I'll go up there,
See if I can find myself any Yankees.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I got a good idea for you. You stay away from my train. If I come back up here and see you anywhere near it, I got a surprise for you.
Hey, wait, I like surprises. What do you got?
How's about another belly button?
Oh, I don't believe I care for another belly button.
Why not?
Well, I got one. Duh. 2 will give me a naval reserve. Don't get shot in the back.
What?
Don't step on that tack.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You see, there's the great view of Outlaws Run that you get from the train ride.
Yeah, which I would love to do the train ride at night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pause this. I didn't get the whole entire show on it, and I think every show is probably different depending on the train operator. Was yours a little bit different than that?
It was kind of the same. I mean, I don't know. Did your train operator forget their bullets?
No. So every show is different than it sounds
Yeah,
like. That's good.
ours forgot her bullets. So we had to be the bullets for.
Well, at least they change it up every time, so you're not memorizing the show. So that's good.
They were going after them Yankees though, but he was just trying to protect his moonshine. But it was a stick up. I will guarantee you that it was a stick up.
Oh, did he have a stick up? The cheesy jokes kind of remind me of if any of you guys have been on Jungle Cruise at Disney. It's the same concept. There's a lot of cheesy jokes like that. He said, "You want a second belly button? I already have a naval reserve." So this is stupid, cheesy jokes. Some people were actually scared. So he's like, "Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you." Or maybe I will. I don't know. It's just funny. Yeah, but Silver Dollar City was a lot of fun. I think it's like you said, you got to do it at night. I don't know if you had any night photos.
I have some, but it's hard to get photos at night because they don't. Well, with
Yeah,
the
it's hard.
with the time difference, even though they were open later, it still kind of got dark. It didn't get dark till super late, and then of course, the fireworks show. We wanted to see that, and we wanted to make sure we got a night ride on Thunder Nation and Time Traveler and Outlaws Run
What time did the park close down that night? Was it
at 10.
10? So yeah, that's pretty dark because it's Central Time, so it's like 11 o'clock Eastern.
But we got a chance to ride Powder Keg, Thunderation, Time Traveler, Outlaws Run. We got a chance to do all of those that night, which was great. But we were literally boom, 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 boom.
Gift shop. Well, that's one thing we mentioned. That's one thing we kind of wish there was more coaster merchandise than what there was.
Yeah, they had a lot of Branson things. I wish they had a lot of more coaster themed gear, but I know in the future, I know they had a lot of great Time Traveler stuff in the Time Traveler gift shop. I know that tumbler mug I got is wonderful.
Yeah, that tumbler mug he has really nice. Trying to see. Here's one of like the views that you could get of that as soon as it loads. Here we go. I'm trying to get the non bad version.
But they do have a lot of shops throughout the park as well. And when I say shops, I mean more of like crafts type. They got they can. What I saw the most of was a lot of kids had their own homemade baseball bats. They're done at Silver Dollar City. They also had jewelry. I mean, they even had their own natural soap store. So they had a lot of craft unique shops like that. I remember seeing a pottery store, leather store. glass blowing store. So I mean, they got a lot of unique shops like that throughout the park as well. See, no shark, no shark. Nothing to worry about.
You get good pictures of it. They definitely made it picturesque.
Hmm.
Who knows what their next investment is going to be? I mean, if they're investing that much money on Time Traveler and then another $26 million investment on that,
I have a feeling it's gonna be something big enough to top Time Traveler in that and to blow them out of the water.
a mixture of what two coasters again?
Huh?
A mixture of what two coasters again?
Well,
Time
it's gonna
Traveler and what else?
the newest attraction, the Mystic River Falls. It's gonna blow both of those out of the water. Like
Oh
what they
yeah.
build, what they build will just make those look like two everyday coasters.
Well, if you look at their investments, first you had Thunderation, and then you had Wildfire, and then after that you had Fire in the Hole was first, then Thunderation, and then you had Wildfire and Outlaw Ron, and then Time Traveler. What am I missing? Oh, Powder Cake. So you had, I think it was Powder Cake, then Outlaw Ron, and then Time
Which
Traveler.
they transformed Powder Keg into Powder Keg. It was actually a different ride at one time, and then they SNS came in and they did kind of a redesign on it and turned it into what it is today.
SNS, yeah, SNS is a hit or miss as well. That one was more of their better coasters. Just strange. It's just very strange because the restraint, I was really surprised that the restraint was like that. And then I wasn't expecting the airtime that you get on it. I was expecting like this mediocre launch coaster.
Now with what I don't know what they're gonna do in the future. I think whatever they do, if it's ride based, I feel like they're gonna stay with like a Swiss manufacturer. If it's ride based, I mean, we could possibly see a whole new themed area. I don't know exactly how much land they have available or
I
what,
think you I think you
but
told me they had a lot of land available, right?
I think they do, but I don't. I'm not a park expert after going there once.
No, you went 2 days in a row, right? So you're more of an expert of it than I am. I only got like 8 hours in the park, and I was mad that I had to leave and not come back the next day.
But if it is coaster based or ride based, I definitely see them sticking with the Swiss. I mean, they're having really great success with the past few Swiss manufacturers they worked with, so why would they take the risk and change it up to why not just keep going with the direction they're going? And then of course, I mean, with Dollywood getting a whole new themed area, it's possible that they could possibly get one since Dollywood got one. I mean, they are kind of family parks operated by the same people.
I know Mac Rides is Swiss, right? Bollinger Malibu, is that Swiss as well?
B&M, yeah.
So yeah, that I don't foresee them going with SNS again. I think SNS is kind of going to stay in the flat game market. They tried the roller coasters. I don't see an Axis coaster coming to Silver Dollar City. We have an RMC there, B&M, Mac, SNS, Aero.
And I really do not see them building another RMC just yet.
Trying to think what they're missing over there. I guess they're missing a wooden coaster. Well, they have RMC, but I mean another wooden coaster, unless they went with another steel coaster. They're missing an Intamin, but I don't think Silver Dollar City goes with Intamin because their track record with not being as reliable. Hershen Family Entertainment already made that mistake with no offense to RMC or anything like that, but they failed miserably at their launch coaster with Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod is great when it's running, but from what I understand from hearing from what people have told me that Dollywood is not happy with the results of that, but they're stuck with basically a $28 million launch coaster that works half the time. So I don't foresee them going.
Great coaster though.
It is when it's running. It only took them 3 years to get it running right, and then I don't know. RMC tried at it. What's really weird though, because we're going to Holiday World tomorrow, is that Thunderbird was their first in-house launch coaster, and B&M successfully does it fine. And then you have other manufacturers that have issues with it, such as Intimate and RMC. So I could see them going back with B&M again, just because B&M hasn't really built an extreme coaster for them yet. You can kind of tell they kind of like work their way up. So you have Fire in the Hole up to Wildfire, then Thunderation.
If they go B&M, could it possibly be a dive coaster?
Oh, that would be crazy there. That would be more extreme than that would be an extreme dive coaster. Because can you imagine a terrain dive coaster being built? And in the middle of the woods, so the nighttime ride is going to even be more crazy. Because you're going to look down basically at pitch black. Definitely not a wing coaster, because I don't think they add that, because that would compete with Dollywood. I don't think they're trying to add anything that's going to compete with their sister park.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds. If they were to go with B&M, that's what I would see them possibly getting.
What other manufacturers are we missing on that?
It'd be cool to get something like Talon over in Europe. I think I said that right.
Oh yeah, I forgot they did start a relationship with. Also, they started a relationship with Vekoma over at Dollywood with Dragonflyer. So there's a possibility maybe they try to bring in
some of those new Vekoma models.
Yeah, which I'm waiting on the results. Well, over at Energy Landia over in Poland, they've been working with Vekoma a lot. So they've had good success with them. Disney's had good success with them. So maybe Vekoma's just. I think Vekoma's on the way back. I just think more parks in the United States need to take a risk on it. But you got a bunch of family suspended coasters, because you got the one over at Fun Spot. You've got Dragonflyer over at Dollywood. Those are the newest Vekoma models, and they're fine. They're smooth. And then you've got, what's that one called at Energy Landia, the launch coaster that they built over there? What's the name of it again? Let me look it up for you. Abyssus. They actually have 3 coasters coming to them over there. I think 2 more family coasters and then another thrill coaster. That makes it 18 for that park. And I heard they're not slowing down. They plan on opening up more in 2022, 2023. So that's a different subject. We'll talk about that at a later time. But what do we think's coming in the future? Well, they already added that new themed area, like you said, with Mystic River Falls. And then Time Traveler. What are they missing over there?
A dive coaster.
Well, and that would fit in the line, like we already said that would fit in the lines of a family coaster too, because a family could ride dive coasters. They're not that extreme.
I mean, even if it was a compact terrain model, it would still be like the one down in Florida at Busch Gardens, SheiKra.
Yeah, that's one of the better ones. I just don't like those vest restraints that are on the one over at Cedar Point. If they were to remove the vest restraints, it would be such a better dive coaster. That's the only problem I have with the new B&M models for the dive coasters is their vest.
But they could also get a terrain hypercoaster.
A what?
Terrain hypercoaster.
Oh, they could, but I don't know what the height limitations would be at that park, because there's nothing over like 100 and what's the tall? What is Outlaw Run? You said again? How
100
tall is that?
It's only a little bit over 100, but with a drop, it's 120.
They haven't tried anything past like what 130 maybe. What's Wildfire? What's the height of that?
I think it was around 100.
Oh, Outlaw Run has a drop of 162 feet. Hold on, let me look up Wildfire. Wildfire.
120. Drop of 155.
Okay, so the tallest one in the park, it sounds like, is Outlaw Run right now. So yeah, I could see them doing a hyper. Hopefully not a B&M hyper. Hopefully they go with a. We know we forgot about is Morgan. Not a lot of people work with Morgan, but I think Morgan makes good hyper coasters.
If they go coaster, it's going to be a Swedish manufacturer.
Yeah, just because the ride reliability is better. But I'm saying I've rode Phantom's Revenge over at Kennywood and Lightning Run down at Kentucky Kingdom,
Kentucky
which isn't a
Kingdom.
hyper. It's their version of a hyper. So I think Morgan's one of the most underrated manufacturers out there. I haven't rode a bad coaster by them yet. I don't know what your opinion is of Morgan, but I think Morgan needs to build more of them. I'm trying to think what other coasters Morgan has built in the United States. Hold on a second. Is that the name of the company? Because it's not pop. Hold on a second. Let me just type in Phantom's Revenge over here. I'll just pop up some of the ones that they've built here. So you think it's going to be a dive coaster?
If they go B&M, I would say dive. If they go B&M,
Okay.
but you're
Morgan's
right.
only.
They are missing the wooden coaster. Wild Thing at Valley Fair, Mamba at Worlds of Fun, Steel Force at Dorney Park, Steel Eel, of course Steel Dragon over in Japan, which was one of the. I think it's a Giga. It's one of the. It's a Giga.
Yeah, I heard that one's not that good. It's the longest roller coaster in the world, but I heard it's not. But I mean, still, they're making good attempts at stuff. Steel Eel is a good coaster. I've ridden that. We
Well,
haven't been out, huh?
you got to remember, Steel Dragon was built in 2000. Steel
Yeah,
Dragon 2000.
the same year as Millennium Force.
Uh-huh.
But Mamba at Worlds of Fun, we haven't seen. There's two parks we haven't been to here yet at Midwest Coaster Fans, and that's. I don't know why we haven't been out there yet. I think we want to make like a regional tour because we've been told that those parks don't take that long. So Valley Fair and Worlds of Fun, and then head down to Silver Dollar City. That would be a good regional trip because none of them are that far away from each other. Flying to Kansas City, go over to, or we could either or just do a regional tour, go from Minneapolis to Silver Dollar City to Kansas City and back to Minneapolis again. Maybe we'll make that trip next year. I want to go to Adventureland too, out in Des Moines, Iowa. We do have a trip planned next year, but we don't know what's going to happen with it due to COVID-19. So we plan on going to Knott's Berry Farms and Magic Mountain out in California next year for our team trip. We're going to have an annual team trip every year. So somebody's contacting you.
Yeah.
Get off mine.
We're adopting another bearded dragon.
We'll have two then.
Yeah, two bearded dragons, the crested gecko, normal zoo, plus everything else.
I just got new photos of the completed track over at Islands of Adventure. I'll have those uploaded to our page here soon, guys. My fiance is out there. I'm in Indianapolis. She's in Orlando, and I asked her if she could go over and get the completed track since we got word that a Velocicoaster was completed at Islands of Adventure.
Stop lying to the people.
Do you guys have any questions for us? Why
Why
all
all
the
the
bearded
bearded
dragons?
dragons? We really like them. We got 2 bearded dragons, the crested gecko, a husky, a golden retriever. She has a couple cats at her mom's house. We just can't have them because the husky thinks they're too choice. So we're just an animal family. If I
You're
wasn't
good.
too, no, I'm just answering the question. I mean, we've thought about getting a snake too, but with the dogs and a snake, I don't know how well that would work out, especially with one of the dogs being blind.
Any questions about like Silver Dollar City? He's got to go here soon. How many more minutes do you have before you have to go here?
Very soon. She called me in early because I'm taking 2 days off.
Okay.
I don't blame him. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah. We'll get off of here in just a minute. Sorry. So if you guys are wondering, man, I kind of want to talk about the Velocicoaster, but I know we don't have time for that today. Unless I was to do another show later on. But I kind of wanted to show the completed track work because a lot of you guys were wondering on that, and it's, man, they're hauling on that thing.
They want to get that done. They want to get it done, get it tested so they can get that open before Iron Quasi opens.
I'm trying to see if I can show you guys real fast here before he has to go. There it is. She knows all the secret places because I showed her. There it is. Well,
Other
all right.
way. Turn it, straighten your hand a little bit.
Reflecting a little bit. You
A
guys,
little bit right there. Yep, right there. Perfect.
the track work is complete over at Velocicoaster. You guys see that? There's more pictures than that. They even have the ride stations even complete. Look at
Which
that.
all the photos we posted here shortly after we get done here on our Facebook and Instagram, probably Twitter too. We got it all.
Yeah, I found Dan from Midway Mayhem's secret spot for the train that's hidden. He wouldn't tell me. So you need a kid if you want to get that close of a shot. So the Pteranodon flyers down there, if you go up the entrance ramp before you load, you'll see it to the left. I'm not going to hide it from you guys. You guys, we're all a community here. So if you guys want to waste, if you guys are going to waste money on a ticket, you guys got a season pass and you guys want to get pictures of your own, there you go. There's a secret. I know how he got the picture. He went up the exit ramp without a kid, so he had to zoom in further. I just like messing with all the other people in the roller coaster community. Midway Mayhem does really good update videos. He's been doing it for years.
Best in Florida.
But nobody's going to beat us on the Raptor update videos at Kentucky Kingdom once that happens. Jacob gave me a look like, whatever.
Whatever. We all know.
Well, Dustin has a drone, but we just, until he gets his commercial license, we'll just have to do the update videos without the monetization on there. But there's a way we can figure it out. But I think we might run into an issue with that because of it being in the flight path.
Oh yeah, FDA. You would, yeah.
It might be
airport.
a no-fly zone. Let me check that real fast before you have to go. What is the name of that? What is the name of that?
I don't
DJ.
know. You should know. You fly every other day, Chief.
I'm talking about the drone. DJ. What are those damn drones called?
It depends on which one you got. I think it's FDJ.
They have a fly zone map. DJI.com, GeoZone map. Okay, here we go. Hold on a second. I'm trying to see if there's a no-fly zone over there. Jacob seems to think so.
With the airport being like right across the highway.
We'll figure a way to get those pictures.
You probably have to get approval. Like, you probably have to schedule a flight, some sort of flight thing. With the airport.
Or it would just have to be within a certain, it can only go up so high, maybe. So it looks like oh, wow. Let me bring this map up here. I know you got to go here. Hold on 1 second. So you kind of see what I'm looking at here. Screen sharing is the easiest with 2 monitors. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up.
Hello.
Hello, myself. So here it is. Here's the map. Look at this flight zone. Isn't that weird? So here's Kentucky Kingdom right here. So this is a no. Yeah, he'd have to get approval.
Well, that makes sense on the no flight zone because they probably have the one runway, and the one runway, which is why it's shaped like that.
But if we could get right into this area, this little skinny area right here, then we would be able to get it. I think Kentucky Kingdom. Why is this thing not? She's annoying me, dude. It won't exit out of this. There we go. So here's Kentucky Kingdom right here. So if you could get right in this area right here, but that's going to be hard because Kentucky Kingdom is so tiny anyways. If I was to bring it up in a Google map, you'd see like Kentucky Kingdom. We're going off subject, but we already got our one show done. Here it is. So this is kind of like the flight zone here. So if I go to satellite view of this, you guys could definitely see this. So here's runway number 1, runway number 2. So basically you have literally this little bit of space right here, which is going to be impossible because Storm Chaser is right here. So Storm Chaser is right here. Wow, this park is tiny. You never realize it when you're in it. But here's Storm Chaser. So this is going to be going in right here. Hold on, this stupid thing. There we go. Right here. This area right here is where it's going in at. So yeah, that's in the flight path, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be impossible. The only way we're going to get it is through the fence, and I bet they're going to put high fences up so nobody could really see it. So basically, we're going to have to be surprised by everything, probably. But since you guys have no questions, thank you guys for joining us on the show. You want to do a show tomorrow before Hollywood Nights, son?
If there's time, we should try.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for joining us on Midwest Coaster Fans here for Silver Dollar City recap review. Be looking for our update pictures on Velocicoaster down at, well, they haven't, it's an unnamed Coaster Islands Adventure. I'm going to be posting those updates here soon as they download on my phone. And with that being said, do you have anything else you wanted to say, Jacob, or you want to go ahead and close out here?
Nope, I think we're good. I mean, if you guys get a chance, if you're looking for a park to go to spend a weekend with the family, Silver Dollar City is probably for the entire team would probably be a must go to. I know some of them haven't gone yet, but I know when they go, they are definitely going to say, "Ooh, we should definitely come here a lot more often."
Yeah, and I got a couple of our friends and I know you got. We had a couple of our friends. We convinced them to go out there too. So there's a lot of people who have not been to Silver Dollar City yet. I think Zachary Fuller, one of our buddies, he's going. Talked him into it. Are you changing your shade? Are you taking lights on, lights off, lights on, lights on? I don't know. I like doing these live streams, but I feel like we get more interaction in the evenings, unfortunately, because everybody's at work during the day. But if you guys are watching this now and you guys have a question, comment, or concern, put it below. Like I've said before, we'll answer the question at a later time. The YouTube videos take a little longer to process and upload for some reason. Last night it uploaded fast, so it's probably an issue dealing with bandwidth and stuff. But we're going to close out the show. Thanks again for joining us here on Midwest Coaster Fans. You guys have a wonderful day.